and welcome to Those Forking Fangirls, where we talk all things nerdy book, TV, movie, pop culture, fandoms through a female lens and how they integrate into our adult lives. I'm Christine.
What? And I'm Natasha. Wait, why are we throwing in a female lens now?
I should have put it at the end. I was trying to see where I could put it, but it has to go at the end.
Our adult lives as a female, as females,
female adults into our lives as females in a patriarchal society. We'll figure it out. I'm Christine.
We did this.
I know, but I'm
Natasha.
I'm bringing us back around, and today we're doing a giant Comic-Con story time because we've been going since Tuesday of last week. It is
before.
Well, no. Yeah, but our events started Tuesday, right? So our events started last Tuesday, and then we went right to Comic-Con, and we're finally back, and we've got so much to chat about. So we're excited for that giant story time. Those are always fun. But before that, as always, we have some snap, crackle, pop culture news. I just got my matcha today. I'm very tired. I was falling asleep on the way to Starbucks at 3:30, and I was
What time did you wake up this morning?
I woke up at like 10:30 because I didn't get to sleep. I was just up in the middle of the night. I had like an anxiety night where I wasn't sleeping. I didn't really fall asleep till like 6:30 in the morning.
Jesus.
So I didn't get much sleep. But
I'm getting on Christine about her sleep. She needs more of it.
I'm trying. I'm trying. I had an anxiety night. It wasn't like I went to bed at like 3:30.
So did I.
Yeah, we both went to bed really late. I just like couldn't sleep. So anyway, that's irrelevant. Natasha, bring us into this first bit of Snap Crackle pop culture news.
All right. Like I said last week.
Like you said?
When we had our Marvel episode, that there are going to be some big announcements this year for Marvel. Okay. And lo and behold, they brought it home back to Comic-Con. Now, I don't think this is the end. What?
Oh my God, Deborah says The Good Girls Guide to Murder comes out on Netflix on Thursday. What do you mean? How come I didn't know about this?
That's crazy. I didn't think it was going to be that quick. I also had that thing with Rings of Power, like that comes out at the end of August. I was like, what? Okay. Anyways, back to Marvel.
Sorry.
So Marvel dropped a little tidbits. So like on the Comic-Con schedule, it said like the Kevin Feige panel. Yeah. Like there was nothing there. I think this was on Saturday when we were cosplaying. So we were just like very unaware.
Oh, we were in a Hercules bubble where we heard nothing. We didn't get this news till my ex-boyfriend John texted me. Did you hear about the Marvel news? And I was like, no, what? You have to text me for something that's not a big deal.
And Alex was like, why didn't you tell me about the RDJ news? Okay, so here are the things that Marvel Kevin Feige dropped. So one, the Russo brothers are back. They have now changed out the Avengers Kang Dynasty, which is coming out in 2026. And that is now going to be Avengers Doomsday. I didn't write that down. That's just coming back from memory, okay? And then they announced that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as Victor Von Doom.
Okay, but can we talk about how they announced it? Because if you saw any pictures, it's all these guys in masks and then like this guy in green in a silver mask. Mm-hmm. And they're like, meet your Dr. Doom or whatever. And he takes off the mask and puts his arms out in classic RDJ Iron Man fashion. And it's Robert Downey fucking Jr. And I think he actually is the Marvel Jesus. And I'm so excited for him to be back.
There are so many, a lot of people are upset about it though. And I can understand that I know. I can understand why they are, but I think people are just thinking of it as like surface level. Like, okay, Marvel's done really poorly over the last 2 years since Endgame came out. So of course they're going to bring back their heavy hitters, the Russo brothers and RDJ, to come save the day. And like they're just really thinking of it as like probably like a cash grab. But I think there's going to be such like intense,
deep,
emotional, arcs and plot lines
associated with this.
Yeah, like Alex even sent me someone who tweeted like, we have America's greatest hero who's dead, who's celebrated, who is greatly missed, and now he's going to be coming back as a different variant, but as like one of the biggest villains of all time. And everyone, not just like Spider-Man and Captain America and all of those people who have all these relationships with him, but the entire world, who are not going to be able. How are we going to reconcile
he was
this?
like that world's Jesus. Okay.
Yes.
He literally was. He died to save them all. Now, and I saw another theory that like kind of goes along with the theory that Alex said, but this one ties into Deadpool a little bit, like the stuff we learned in Deadpool, that there's every timeline has one like really important person in it, and if they're not there, the timeline disintegrates. And so if Iron Man could be like the anchor for that, the sacred timeline, that timeline's disintegrating, so they try to bring in another Tony from another world, and they think it's Tony, and then it ends up being a villain.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah.
I just got the chills. I just like, Jesus. Yeah, this is just going to be a lot. This is going to be heavy.
I'm excited because
too.
because we have such an emotional tie to him and so much history, they can do such heavy hitting arcs with him. So yeah. Hi, Megan. Just talking about Marvel news.
It's going to be rough. And I'll just share the theory that Alex sent, but like imagine Spider-Man's going head to head with Doctor Doom, and all of a sudden, you know, he's getting his shots in, and then he's unmasked, and you see that his father figure, the person who saved him, who's made him who he is, that he has to now kill him.
And we do have like the big Spider-Man stuff coming up, so that's a very valid theory too.
So also at Comic-Con, they didn't really announce any new titles aside from the switch up of Kang to Doctor Doom, but they brought the whole cast out for the Thunderbolts, which is Yelena Belova and Sebastian Stan. I had no idea that they were there. Like, I didn't see any of this stuff until like yesterday.
Literally, me either. I saw pictures on Twitter and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We were literally at Comic-Con and did not know these people were here because they really like kept it under wraps.
They really
that
did.
They had any Marvel people there.
Well, I wondered why, because we were walking along the ocean to on Friday night to a Crunchyroll party, and all these people were lined up for Hall H the night before. And they were going to be sleeping out there. I'm like, why are they lined up? Like, what big thing is coming? Like, I don't understand. They didn't do the panel until like 5:00 at night. So it didn't happen until we were like out there as Hercules.
Yeah, they really didn't have anything on the schedule. I guess they were really trying to keep this a big surprise, and it was.
Yeah. And they also brought out the Fantastic Four cast, and they haven't even really filmed anything, but it was really cute to see like Pedro and Vanessa Kirby.
Next thing on the Snapcrackle pop culture news is that there was a book that came out called Attached at the Hip that I wrote about exactly a little over a month ago now. And it's available everywhere books are sold. And it's a Survivor-esque rom-com. And
hasn't been 2 months now?
It came out, oh my God, has it? 2 months.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That went really fast. It's been 2 months since it came out. And yeah, it's available everywhere books are sold. I just got in the mail today. There were like 6 women who had like the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, but with my arc for Attached at the Hip. And they all like wrote in it and highlighted and put those like little post-it tabbies. And it's so fun. I've just looked through like the first 6 chapters. There's writing on every page and like highlights and lulls and like, oh, I agree with this, or like I feel this. And like, it's the coolest thing ever.
Wait, so you got the book after they all read it?
So they asked, one of them reached out to me and was like, can we send you this when we're done? We have one arc and we're going to send it to like our whole group. And we're going to annotate it. And then when we're done, can we send it to you? And they said they'd done it for a couple other authors. And I was like, of course, that sounds absolutely amazing. I'd be honored. And yeah, so it just got in the mail because the last person finally read it. And like the inside of like the opening flap is like a yearbook. Like they all wrote like their thoughts to me about the book. And like every page has writing on it. And every chapter has like a drawing on the front. So cool. I love it. Anyway, so it's out. And if you've read it and you enjoyed it, I would so appreciate you reviewing it on any of the platforms online. Am I allowed to say Amazon yet?
I think so.
Okay. If you reviewing it on Amazon is super helpful because their algorithm really, and Barnes and Noble really works on how many reviews the books had. And it'll push it to more people if there are more reviews, but also like reviewing it on Audible is super helpful. Reviewing it like wherever you read it, super helpful for allowing for more people to find the book. So if you do that, if you have done that,
the more reviews, the better.
Yes, if you have done it or if you're doing it, if you plan to do it, thank you so much. It really helps me out, and I'm so happy that you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it.
Okay, guys, the Blood Moon Ball is coming. It is happening on October 26th. We are very excited.
26.
There's a few authors that I met that I'm like, I think I might invite. The tickets are on sale. So if you want to be there, grab your ticket now. And it's going to be a grand time. It's happening at a Gothic church. I don't know if you saw my Instagram, but it's going to be freaking epic, y'all. I want everyone to come dressed as your favorite witch or wizard or vampire or werewolf or whatever. Just come in anything that makes you feel cool and gothic and Halloween-y. Or come in a cosplay too, since it's so close to our costumes. It's so close to Halloween.
We're all so excited for Blood Moon Ball. It's going to be great. It's going to be the Halloween party of the year.
Yes.
Yes. And tickets for that are available in the description show notes below. And also, we have to tell you that we're going to be at Romance Con. It's coming up. It is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's on September 6th, right?
September 6th and 7th.
Yes. And we're going to be doing a live episode with Julie Murphy there on a panel. Mm-hmm. We're going to be doing a meetup. I'm going to be an author there, and I'll be on 2 other panels. It's going to be super fun. And there's like a masquerade ball, and we're very excited. Chloe's going to be there. It's going to be great.
I'm excited to also like look at all the vendors too, because I feel like we walked around Comic-Con, and I always drawn to like the bookish vendors.
Yes.
So I'm really interested to see what they have at Romance Con.
Because now every con is kind of like research, because you're throwing balls.
Yep.
So tickets for Romance Con are also available in the description below if you're interested in joining us in Milwaukee in September. And let's see. Oh, today in Taylor Swift news. Okay, so today in Taylor Swift, this was just popped up on my Twitter, and I haven't like investigated the song yet, but Eminem apparently I listened to the clip, so I did hear him praise Taylor Swift in this video for Complex, and I'm assuming Complex is one of his new songs because, he just put out Houdini. Eminem loves to be fucking controversial and obnoxious, so I'm not like saying that I'm loving this new album because I hear it's very obnoxious and not the vibe for 2024. But in this video, he said, talking to himself, so there's a version of him now and a version of him as Slim Shady with the blonde hair. And he says to himself, "You're not fucking Taylor Swift. You had one era that mattered, mine." And it's like the Slim Shady era.
So Wait, how is this praising Taylor Swift?
Because you're not Taylor Swift. She had so many eras that matter. Everyone cares about all her eras because they were great. But Eminem had one big important era in his career, and it was his Slim Shady era. He's kind of like being self-deprecating. And another follow-up today in Taylor Swift news, Deadpool came out and Taylor Swift was not in it.
No.
Blake Lively played Miss Deadpool and she didn't even take off the mask. So it was not a big deal. We were punked.
And it's like it's so confusing in the film too, because I don't think it's not really a spoiler since Blake herself spoiled it.
Yeah.
And like I couldn't even tell, okay?
You literally couldn't tell. We guessed it was going to be Taylor or Blake, and it was Blake. So
I thought it was going to be Gigi Hadid for a hot second too. Of course it's Blake.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's the easy answer, though. And we wanted it to be, like, complicated Easter eggs. The last thing on the news today, I just added because Deborah said it in the chat and I got very excited. The Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which is already airing on BBC, is apparently coming to Netflix this Thursday, which would be August 1st. I am so fucking pumped. I thought we were going to have to wait months and months for this. But it's dropping, and I'm
excited to finally see why you're so obsessed with this.
I really think you should read the books because I don't know how these are going to be in visual, and I want you to know how cool it is. Just do the audiobooks. They're so good.
Can I just read the first one?
No. You're going to want to read all of them.
That's a lot of credits.
No, it's only 3.
That's 3 credits.
Get it on the Libby app.
It takes months.
Get it on Spotify. We have a Spotify connection. We have to email her back. Anyway, they're so good. Okay. Now we're going to move right on into what right now. Natasha, what are you reading right now?
What am I reading right now?
Nothing.
Really nothing. Yeah. I really haven't been. I really would like to read something. I've started several things and I haven't even finished. Hold on.
Haven't even finished? I mean, you could start things and not finish. Doesn't need to be haven't even.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm still reading The Nanny. I really tried to read that Harry Potter fan fiction. It's not hitting like I would like it to. Listening to Leigh Bardugo's book, which I don't feel like I want to read that right now. I also started Not in Love by Allie Hazelwood. We've been busy. So
we've been busy. My brain has been so chaotic. I have not been able to concentrate on a book, even though there's a lot that I want to read right now. Mm-hmm. I downloaded The Lost Story that I was talking about last week. And I also got Butcher and Blackbird, which one of our patrons, Rebecca, recommended to me. And I really liked the pitch for it. So I have that on my Audible now. And I started it, but I was like, I can't concentrate right now. And I don't want to be half listening. Mm-hmm. So my brain's scattered. And I'm going to start writing one of my 2 books. Can I just tell y'all, this is so random, but like, you know that I'm writing 2 books right now? Natasha, you know that I'm writing 2 books.
I know that you're writing 2
yes.
books.
And you know that I started book 4 like in 2023, but then I got contracted for my book 5 before book 4. So that became book 4. And then book 5 now is actually slated to come out before book 4. So book 5 is back to being book 4 and book 5 is back to being book 5. And it's so fucking confusing.
But you have to write the original book 5 before you write the original book 4.
Original book 4. It's so fucking confusing. And my brain, since I already have 40,000 words of book 4, wants to finish that before writing book 5. And since I've been stumped on like getting into book 5, I am going to go back to writing book 4 tonight and hope that like gets my writing juices back flowing, because we've been so busy that it's been really hard to kind of get like into the beginning of a book. Because just like the beginning of writing, like reading a like say a world building novel. That's what it's like when you're first writing, I feel like, a novel, because you have to build all the characters in your brain if you're a pantser. And I'm still in that process there. Laura said, do you ever do writing sprints, or can you now write in groups? Not write in groups. You know, I feel like I get distracted when I'm trying to like talk to other people. What I'm gonna try to do, because it's making also really hard to write, is like having the TikTok everyday thing. And I did one video like this, and Natasha was like, why don't you just do more videos like that, like writing vlogs for your like daily TikTok? And that way I'm still posting something, but it's not like it's taking creative energy away from the writing. So I think I'm just going to allow myself to do that instead of like looking for, you know, fucking trends and things. Yeah. Because it's better than posting nothing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Never know. I got to talk to some authors at Comic-Con, and I specifically was asking them, like, how do you write two things at once? And I got some good advice. And so I'm going to try to do that. Like, one of the authors was like, I have a morning book and an afternoon book. And I was like, well, I can't do that because I can't write in the morning. The other author was like, I do like 2 days one project, 2 days another project. But when she's starting projects, she just will jump around until one takes her into the trance mode. It takes her into the zone, you know? So she'll just jump around until then. So she'll work on one, and then if she gets bored, she'll just switch to the other project, so that she's always making progress on something instead of just staring into space. So that I'm going to try those. And she has like a playlist for each book that's different, so that like for like an hour before, she'll be listening to that playlist to get her brain into the other book. But
it's a lot.
It's a lot. Don't know. Yeah, we'll see. An afternoon book and a midnight book, Laura says. Perhaps.
That's more your vibe.
That is definitely more my vibe. We'll see how it goes. I know that, though, once I get into writing book 4 again, it's going to like come out of me really fast. Because that's the one that's an adult book. The lead is 30. It's so easy for me to write because I'm so in that brain space. The other one's harder because I'm like getting back into like this 25-year-old mindset. She's in a worse mental space, and it's just a different vibe.
So Christine was on a panel about YA. Yeah. And we talked about this last week, how like she wanted to be friends with Olivia Blake, who is, her real name is
Olivia
Alexine.
Blake. Yeah, and her real name is Alexine.
Yeah. And she was talking about how she's like a pantser, like a writer. She does not plot. How if she knows how a book ends, she won't write it. She gets bored.
That's the same thing with me. That's what happened with Better Together. It's so hard to write it. I outlined it so much.
Oh. Mm-hmm. That's so interesting. Because I've never like fully finished a book, so I'm just like, I feel like I would like to know how it ends before.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's another, like, some authors need to know how it ends. I need to just have an idea of what the themes and arcs are going to be. I need to just like know what the character is going to go through. But if I know the beats of like what is going to happen, I don't want to do it because I'm like, this isn't fun. Surprise me. Yeah. So I'm excited so for book 4, the 30-year-old one, I don't know any of the things that like specifically happen. I just know big beats, and I'm so excited to like figure that out through writing it because there's so much comedy in book 4. I'm excited.
Laura says I plot the beginning and the midpoint, and then by the time I get to the middle, I can plan the end.
Yeah.
Tiffany says that's so interesting. I have to know where I'm going. Don't need all the details, but need a target. But I feel like TV writing is very outline focused.
Yeah. I feel like TV writing, you really do need the outline, since you also have such a constricted timeline that you have to sit on for like the episodes, and each episode has to have its like own arcs and all of that. So it's like a different mindset, but I can completely see that, because I have to have like a target too, but it's just like mine's more of a character target than like a plot target.
Yeah. Okay. Movies.
Oh my God. All right. Big movie news. So we saw It Ends With Us last week at an advanced screening that we got to be the co-hosts of, along with Spotify, which was so cool. Colleen Hoover was there, and we did a Q&A with her, and we loved the film. Did you love the film?
Oh my God, I love the film.
It was so fucking good.
It was so good. Like it was you know when a film's good, and like when you spend the entire ride back home talking about it, because it takes me like an hour to get back home from LA, so like all my friends and I were just like talking about it. I can't wait for you guys to watch it.
I'm so excited. They did such a good job with the characters and translating like the emotions of the film and having Easter eggs of the things from the books. And Colleen Hoover was sitting right in front of us as we were watching the movie. And then Tasha reached over and like bounced her chair at one time.
I had to.
I was like, what are you doing? But it was just so good, and I was so emotional at the end. And right after it ends, they brought us down to do the Q&A, and they asked me and Natasha what we thought as fans of the book. And when I talked, I was like, dude.
No, you were definitely coherent.
I was, but I in my head was not. Like it didn't come out good. And like the Spotify lady, she said that she looked over at me while we were watching and was like, "Is she gonna be able to do the Q&A?" Because I was like sobbing at one point.
Just like I looked over at her too, and she's just like fully in her feels.
Well, this book is such like a personal story for me too, and like I just feel so much for it, and they did such a good job, and I just kept going back to like those emotions I felt while I was reading the book, and it was really good. The actors were also like perfect. Blake did so well.
Blake was okay, but Justin, okay, guys,
and so did Justin. Yeah, he killed it.
So we talked about this in Tea Time last week, but we did our whole rundown of our Justin day. But you guys don't know that we did a whole filming day.
Well, they know because they saw the video.
Well, you saw the evening. Yeah, so that's what I meant. But like, we spent like an hour and a half with Justin Baldoni, who is the director and actor. And he is the nicest guy. Like, nicest award for a celebrity goes to Justin. He's so attentive, so charming, so lovely.
So and fun. He's like so playful.
Fun.
Yeah.
And when we spent all this time with him, getting to know him, and he stalked us. It was a very fun time. But then we watched the movie, and he's playing Ryle.
Well, he's playing Ryle, which is a completely different vibe. Yeah. And it's just so crazy seeing the transformation on screen after having just spent that time with him, and then seeing him come on a screen and the whole vibe is different. Like a completely different person is up there.
He's like, he was like one of those like fuck me guys, like
fuck boys.
Fuck boy guy. Fuck me guys.
Fuck
He's like
me
a
guys.
fuck boy guy. Like the way he was looking at Blake when they were like, when he was like trying to date her.
First scene. I know, it's crazy. Well, he's a good actor.
Yes. Well, then like I remember Natalie. She's like, "That's not my Justin. I know Justin," because Natalie came with us. She filmed the whole thing with him and got to know him as well.
Yeah. Not my Justin. We got to ask Colleen questions after, and I'm gonna make I think we're both gonna make reels about the experience and put some clips of the Q&A, but Colleen,
we have the whole Q&A filmed.
Yes, we do. Maybe so we can post it for the patrons. Yeah. But Colleen told the story of when she first met us in person, and it was really fun because I wasn't expecting her to bring that up. And that was so cool. And the best moments, so Spotify had us plan out like all of the questions and how they would go back and forth, but like the best moments ended up being when like I asked follow-up questions to the questions that weren't on the thing, and we like, I don't know if you looked at the lady for permission when you spoke, but I was like looking at the Spotify lady like, can I say other things? And she would nod, and I would be like, okay, can I ask you this?
I did not look for permission. I just allowed the conversation to flow.
I know. Well, I wanted it to flow, but I felt like a little stunted by how planned it was, but they let us do it, so it was fine. And she revealed that, like, you know, she had started a production company. It's called Heartbones, and they're working on, like, she's written scripts. Like, she really wants to write scripts and work on movies because she loves movie making, and that's kind of always been her goal. And they're working on reminders of him and hoping to like start shooting that in the next year, which is very exciting.
So that was like an exclusive for us at the Q&A.
Dude, and Natasha was like, did you just make her say something she wasn't allowed to say? And I was like, she wouldn't have said it if she wasn't allowed to say it.
Well, and she was like, well, it's my production company, so I can say. I'm like, yeah,
like, I can say whatever I want. She was like, I own the company. I was like, yeah, you do. Yes. So it was just such a cool experience. And if you don't know already, we're working with Sony these next few weeks just to help spread awareness that It Ends With Us is coming out only in theaters August 9th. And it's so good.
It's so good.
Get your tickets, go out and see it when it comes out. It's great.
Bring like a few tissues too.
I wish I had brought tissues. I was just like sniffling.
Laura asked how many years ago was it now when we interviewed her? Or
so we interviewed her at the end of 2015. Yeah, like Natasha came to help me film it. And we both like, got to chat with Colleen. We just went to her hotel room in LA to film it. I still haven't gone back and watched the video. I want to because like I don't remember it very well. I just remember I bought a whole like suitcase full of all of my Colleen Hoover books to play like a game with her. Blindfolded books. Like if she can know her own books blindfolded. Because that was when Natasha and I were doing all those blindfolded book challenges back then. Oh my God.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it just came back to me in this very second. I think she did sign them all, Laura. I have to look at them. I'm just now remembering. Like, I think she said, do you want me to sign them all? Because I just asked her to sign November 9th because that had just come out. And wow, I had to check.
Baby Natasha and Christine. Yeah, 9 years ago, guys. That's insane. It felt very validating to be sitting there in the theater and interviewing her because I know like there's a lot of diehard Colleen fans, but we truly have been there since the very beginning. And so like Christine has, and I just kind of like hopped on and like, okay, I'll read Colleen's books. So it's been wonderful to be a part of this film in any way possible. And it's just such a beautiful film and it's done so well. So please like take a friend, take your partner, go see this film. It's very impactful and I can't wait for everyone to experience it. Also, the soundtrack is amazing. So go Spotify or go the team and you can listen to them on Spotify.
The soundtrack is amazing. I just smashed a bug with my hands. I caught it in between my hands. Disgusting.
Go wash your hands.
I just wanted to say that they did such a good job editing because we go between two timelines in the book and it's really easy to bungle that. And it was very like lost in the way that the transitions were seamless and took you in and out of those stories so beautifully. Okay. We also saw Deadpool and Wolverine and had the best time.
It was so fun.
It was so much fun.
We went with our big girl gang. So it was me, Christine, Chloe, Natalie, Taylor, Kayla, and Danielle. And we came to theater in our Deadpool Wolverine fits. I did end up changing out of the plastic dress. I was wearing a plastic corseted dress because
we took pictures with the movie sign before she changed.
Yes, I'm like, I cannot sit in the theater wearing this dress. But oh my God, that movie, it was so good. It was so good.
It was so good. Highly recommend. It's definitely a movie like for the fans. Like for Marvel fans. But it was just so funny. The writing was so clever and so fun. Okay, so go see Deadpool Wolverine if you haven't yet. I've literally just been watching every interview known to man that Ryan and Hugh have done together. Like, I've been watching them for a week now. There's just so many, and I've watched almost all of them. My highlight
I can't wait to do that.
Highlight is definitely the Hot Ones interview with Sean. I don't know if y'all have seen it, but they do the poorest. They the poorest job at handling spice of anyone we've ever seen on Hot Ones. They literally get the ice cream like halfway through because these old men can't handle it at all.
It was hilarious. Like Christine and I watched it in the hotel room, and we're like, "Wow, I don't think I've ever seen someone foil so hard."
They did finish the wings, but it was very funny.
And they didn't put the last sauce on. They put Da Bomb on the last one, which was like, you guys are insane.
No, but it was funny and relatable to see them struggling so hard, because I feel like a lot of these young celebrities take it like a champ and just keep going, but I would be dying after like the first one. And I'm just like, how is this happening?
I mean, my lips would blow up. So if I had to do that.
Oh my God. You have like an allergic reaction while it's happening. I would probably feel like my throat was on fire because of all my throat issues, and it would probably last like weeks.
Yeah. Yikes. Okay, we forgot to talk about this on news, but they brought Deadpool and Wolverine to Disneyland, you guys.
Oh.
He has a whole story time thing, and he's just disrupting everything. So he's actually like saying some quite like naughty stories, but no cursing. It's like very Disney approved. And every time he goes like, "Here at the Disneyland Resort, trademarked." The guy who's playing Deadpool, very good.
So good.
And then the guy who's playing Wolverine is okay. He's just like crabby and angry. It's funny. But then like he literally, Deadpool comes and interrupts the Guardians little dancing thing. Yeah. And he's a part of that, and he starts dancing. And then he's also interrupting the Avengers performance on the thing up there. Oh, and he comes out, guys, in a little unicorn like thing, and he like, how you can like go up and down on it.
Yeah, there was a bunch of unicorn Deadpools at Comic-Con. Is that what they were doing?
Well, I think it's from the first film.
Yeah.
And so he's literally like jumping up and down on this unicorn all across Avengers campus. It's hilarious. I need to go like tomorrow to see this. Yeah, guys, I have been in a Love Island like just pit, because I started it when I was like sewing Meg, and I was like, oh, this is just something I can put on, because I've just seen so many TikToks about Love Island. And like about 5-6 years ago, I binge watched the first like 5 seasons of the UK, and then to get ready for the US version. I didn't love the US version, so I kind of dropped Love Island for a while, and then I just kept seeing all of these people talk about it on TikTok, and I'm like, okay, I gotta put it on. And I forget that it's so long, that they record every single day. There's 36 episodes. I'm only on episode 20. I just got to Casa and More. Shit is crazy. This is like some of the best like TV of like reality TV I've seen in a while. So if you guys haven't watched Love Island yet, do it. It's a great thing to put on, especially if you're working on something else, and then you kind of get sucked into it. But because you guys, it's on Monday through Saturday, and I think they take Sunday off. So yeah, it's on Monday through Friday, and then they have like an after show on Saturday, and then it takes Sunday off, and it's live. So imagine the editors who have to edit these episodes and have to get them out so quickly. It's insane.
I feel bad for them.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Well, we're going to roll right into our main discussion. We're going to talk about all about our Comic-Con 2024 experience. But before we do that, we want to take a quick second to thank all of you out there listening to the pod. We appreciate you being here with us so hard. If you haven't already, we would love it if you followed us in your favorite podcast listening app for free. That way you never miss an episode. If you love the podcast, if you feel like giving us a quick review in Apple Podcasts, or just clicking the 5 stars button in Spotify, that is also super helpful to other people finding the pod who don't know us already. And if you don't know, we are a viewer-supported podcast. So we have a Patreon, and we have lots of fun perks over there. At the $5 level, you get the show ad-free. You also get the extra long show called Fangirl called Those Forking Fangirls XL, but it includes our half an hour extra show, which sometimes goes longer than half an hour, called Fangirl Tea Time, where we talk about like stories from our personal lives, more deeper topics that we just feel more comfortable sharing with a smaller audience. There's a free trial available of that tier, the Team Jacob tier, for 7 days if you want to give it a go, see if you like it. And there's so many episodes of Fangirl Tea Time waiting for you. So much extra content. 83 episodes. And then, of course, we've got Team Edward, where you get bonus episodes, and Team Polis Bananas, where you get to fill out a form to be on the show. We bring on a listener every month. We do fangirl hangouts over Zoom every month with our Team Polis Bananas patrons. It's great. Oh, and for free, you can subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/@thoseforkingfangirls, if you like to watch the show instead of listening to it. So we have videos of every single episode if you did not know that. So you can always watch if you don't want to listen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the links to those things are in the show notes. All right, so if you are a patron, we're going to roll right into the main show. If you're not a patron, we will be back after these messages. All right, we're back. Okay. Oh my God. This week, this whole month has felt nonstop.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't felt like this in a long time. And
it's good. I like feeling like this. I like the being busy for all these good things. Like, it's all great stuff, but it's just been busy. Tuesday. Should we talk about Tuesday first? The Colleen Day? Is there anything you want to share that we didn't share yet? Because we kind of shared. We kind of talked about it.
Well, I'm going to talk about that day. Maybe I'll wait for I'll wait for that for tea time.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some things we'll like hold for tea time because
just the stories kind of veer off of the path of our Comic-Con topic here.
Yeah.
But
Tuesday,
we got to meet so many patrons that day, and it was so great. We had so much fun and so many listeners.
Yeah. So I drove up to Century City Mall again. So we had the Justin thing the week before on Wednesday, and then we came up again for the Tuesday screening of It Ends With Us. And I came with, who did I come with? Natalie.
You came with
and Danielle.
Natalie and Danielle. Oh my God, wait. Should we talk about how Taya had like the busiest week ever? And we were like, Taya, you do not have to come to this, because she was going to come straight from her flight from LAX to my house and come with me to the event. And her flight got delayed like 6 hours, and she had to go straight from the airport to the event. And we're like, don't come. You have to go to Comic-Con tomorrow. Go home.
I was like, she was making me stressed out, and I don't think she understood that, because I told her about the screening and she got so excited for us, and she's like, I'm committed, I'm coming. I'm like, you don't need to come. It would make me feel better if you would go home and take care of yourself, and not be so tired and get sick. But and no, she like, fought me the whole time.
I'm coming. So she texted me, and she asked if I could possibly pick her up from the airport on the way to the event. And I was like, I'm so sorry. It adds an extra hour and 20 minutes to my trip, and I just won't make it to the event on time. So she ended up Ubering from the airport to the event, and she met us in time for dinner, so she made it, but she hadn't slept in like 36 hours.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, because she had to stay up all night to edit, and they went out
a deadline that she had for the Deadpool premiere.
Yeah, the video just went live today. It was with Spotify, and she was like so loopy, and then she's like, I'm tired. I'm like, you don't get to complain. I told you to go home.
We met this woman who does the audiobooks of Spotify, and she was so cool and so fun to talk to. While I was talking to her, Taya comes over, and she's like, oh my God, are you Christine Riccio? Your biggest fan. It's just like,
oh. Tiffany said, I met Taya in the bathroom and she did seem tired. Poor girl.
Oh, she was very tired.
Yeah. Okay, so we at the calling thing, we went back down to the flower shop pop up, Lily Blooms, and we had like
to meet Colleen again to talk to her.
But prior to that, I saw her walking and going down the escalator. I was like, "Is that Colleen? Oh, hi, Colleen!" And she goes, "Hi." And she had to walk down because she was on. They like planned her every minute out for her.
Yes. Very tight schedule with all her interviews, and we had like 5 minutes set aside where we were allowed to like speak with her before the event. As soon as I saw her, she's like, "I've been stalking your sister's wedding pictures casually today," and I was like, "Oh my god, what a funny opening line."
She was wearing this beautiful Chanel necklace.
Oh, yes, she's like the face of Chanel now to me, because every time I see her, she's wearing Chanel.
So swanky. She looks great though. I think she's got like extensions in.
Yeah,
I love the hair and.
Oh my god, Laura, she was in your hometown. I know. I told them, I was like, I have a friend from Cape Town, and maybe I should ask her what you guys should do. But they're like, we have our itinerary planned like the second. I was like, okay, never mind. When I go, I'll ask Laura what I should do.
Let's see. Backstory here. One of our patrons, Laura, is from Cape Town in South Africa, and Christine's sister went on a honeymoon to South Africa.
They're back now.
And now they're back.
Anyway, Tuesday, we had a meetup with our patrons after the event, and it was so nice. We got ice cream and chatted, and we got home. We left there around like 11:30. I got home around like 12:10.
I got home at like 12:30.
Yeah.
12:45.
And the next day, we were leaving for Comic-Con.
Yes.
Now, Natasha and I had planned to leave, like, not Wednesday during the day when there's going to be like 4 hours of traffic. We were going to leave after traffic hours at night, but we were also planning to stay that night at our friends' hotel rooms. So, like, Taya had a room and Tessa had a room so that we could both, like, stay with one of them that night. And I ended up leaving my house. It was a slow day because we were getting stuff ready from the Colleen event to go live, and then we were tired and packing and all that shit. Well, Tasha was working on Meg all day.
I'm like, you were doing that.
I was doing that. Yeah.
I was frantically trying to fucking finish my outfit, my cosplay. Like, I had my entire day planned out. I was like, because I still had to like paint the little medallions. I still had to do I had to do all my laundry. I had to do Christine's outfit. I had to fix my Deadpool look. Like, I had so many little tiny things I had to do before I finished Meg. And all I really had to do with Meg was I had to hand sew the entire skirt to the corset. The corset was done. I had to like sew the little strap on, and honestly, that was it. It just took so long because hand sewing is not like a machine forever. Sewing. It took me, I think, a total of probably 6 hours. No, I didn't.
She had to finish it at the hotel. The hotel.
Yeah. So, like, I think
I got to Natasha's at 9:10 at night.
And I literally at 9 o'clock.
Natasha was not ready.
No. At 9 o'clock, I was like, I looked at her location like, oh shit, she's down the street. I gotta go. And so I put Meg down. I was like, I'm just going to finish in the hotel, okay? And so I run upstairs. I'm halfway packed, because I had to do all my laundry and I didn't have any sleep clothes or underwear or things like that. So I was like throwing things in the suitcases, and I'm like, okay, I had to bring a air mattress because Taya and Tessa only have a king size bed. So if one of us can't sleep in one of the rooms, and one of us will have to sleep on the floor, and I don't know if they have like a rollaway bed.
Oh my god,
my
Lord.
Lord.
It was all up in the air with the bed situation. And of course, we hadn't told our friends that we were coming in at fucking midnight.
Well, yeah, because Taya was taking a train down there, and like at one point she's like, I think I'm gonna miss my train. Can I come with you? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then she's like, no, I made it. I'm like, okay, good.
So, okay, we get Natasha packed by like 10. So we get out of there at like 10, and we're gonna be arriving at. Why is it taking us till 11:45 to get to the hotel? Were we in traffic?
Well, we didn't get out until like 10:10, and then we packed the car. So
We got gas. I had to get dinner.
eaten.
Yeah.
So I had to get, let's just talk about the way we looked, because this is going to set up our evening.
Yeah, hold on. We both look like shit.
I was in like a large
Natasha was
t-shirt.
in neon t-shirt with biker shorts.
I was planning to change, but there was no time. Okay. And I felt so stinky. My hair was in like the most terrible messy bun, and my glasses. Okay. I was just in like full troll mode, like just trying to get everything done. Christine.
Well, wasn't I wearing that Taya skirt, the pink skirt she always wears from Popflex, and Natasha's sweatshirt, and like my hair in a messy bun or something? Like, I feel like
and also your makeup was smudged too.
Oh, my makeup was old.
Yeah.
It was. I've been running around all day trying to pack and chaotic. And yeah. So we get to like 10 minutes outside of the hotel, and we're trying to call Taya from both of our phones and text Taya from both of our phones, because Tessa was like, oh, I'm going to sleep, when we first texted when we were leaving. And I was like, okay, don't worry about it. I'll just stay in Taya's room. With Natasha, we'll figure it out. We have an air mattress, and I just go to sleep. And she's like, well, just text me when you get here, and if I'm awake, then I'll just open the door. And I was like, okay, great. But I don't want to wake you up, so I'm not going to like go knock on the door. Anyway, so we get like 10 minutes out from San Diego, and I'm texting Taya from my phone, from Natasha's phone, calling from my phone, from Natasha's phone, and we're getting no answer. And so we're like, fuck, we're gonna be homeless.
And we're like, what are we going to do? I'm like, we're going to have to sleep in Natalie's house because she's 15 minutes from the convention.
We literally didn't get any room numbers, so we couldn't go to Taya's room to knock on it, because we didn't have the forethought, because we were so busy getting our shit together. Because Comic-Con doesn't require just our clothes. We've got our cosplays, we've got extra outfits, we've got like food, water, like all these like extra doodads for the week.
We have so much shit.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous amount of shit.
Like when we walked into the hotel, there were two women in the lobby, and they were like, wow, they have a lot of shit. And then it turned out they were friends of Natasha.
Okay, so we've now been trying to contact Taya, multiple times. We're getting nervous, guys.
Natasha's like, call the hotel and ask to be transferred to her room.
Because I know this woman, okay? And I'm like, we're on our way down. Why aren't you picking up the phone? So I'm like, okay, she must be asleep, right? So I was like,
we
just
thought
call
she
the
fell
hotel.
asleep. So I call the hotel. They transfer me to her room, and she picks it up, and I'm like, hello? She's like, Christine? I immediately just like handed it to Natasha, because I'm like, oh fuck, I woke her up or something. But she was just like distracted
she was
on
fine.
her phone.
We were just laughing. She's like,
She was like, you called the hotel?
And I'm like, you weren't picking up your phone. And she's like, are you here? No, we're going to be there in 30 minutes. What's your hotel room number?
It was less than 30 minutes. We were like coming in 10. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that was very funny. She was ordering DoorDash, so she was still awake. And we got there and had like a fun chat. Natasha ended up sleeping on the air. Okay, hold on. Never mind before that. So I was going to sleep on the air mattress or the rollaway cot, right? So I get in there, and Natasha's like, do you want to sleep on the air mattress or the rollaway cot? And I was like, I guess a cot. So I call down to the front desk, and it's like 12:20 at this point. And I'm like, can I get a cot? And she was like, yeah, let me make sure we have one, and then I'll get someone to bring it up. And so like 15 minutes later, someone comes to the door, and it's this like young dude who's like clearly tired. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. He's like, here, yeah, just roll it on inside. I was like, great, thanks. We bring it in, and we're like, ew, it looks gross.
There's no betting on it.
And there's no bedding on it. Usually they bring you a cot at a hotel, like already bedded out, and they give you a pillow. No pillows, no bedding. It's just an empty cot. And Natasha's like pressing on it. She's like, feel it. It's not good. And I was like, I don't want to touch it. There's nothing on it. And so she's like, just use the air mattress. It'll be cleaner. And I'm like, okay. So then I call back down to the front desk, and I'm like, we actually don't need the rollaway. And she's like, okay, just leave it in the hallway. So we leave it in the hallway, and we blow up the air mattress. And Natasha's like, you need to get blankets because I didn't bring any. And she's like, order an extra blanket and a pillow because you need that, obviously. And I'm like, okay. So I order 2 blankets and a pillow. And they come, they're like, okay. And it's the same girl at the front desk. Her name's Alex. She's like, okay, I'll get that right up.
Mind you guys, we're in a king room and there's only allowed 2 occupancy. I had already tried calling that day earlier to get a queen room. Comic-Con sold out. Can't change rooms. Then I was like, okay, can we get a rollaway bed? And so now we've already requested a rollaway bed twice.
Yeah, but she said she doesn't know.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, now it's like 12:30, 12:40. I request the 2 extra blankets because Natasha had to put 1 blanket down on top of the mattress and then put the sheets on and then a second blanket on top.
I did bring the sheets, so we didn't have to ask for
We
them.
didn't need a sheet, yeah. So anyway.
And I'm hiding in the bathroom every time someone comes.
Every time someone comes, I'm coming to the door. So someone comes again, like at 12:50, and it's the same guy. He just holds out 1 blanket and 1 pillow. And I bring it in. And Natasha's like, you only got 1 blanket. I'm like, it's fine. I'll make 2. So we're setting up the bed, and it's right under the air conditioning, and I'm like freezing, and Natasha likes it freezing.
Love it freezing. And I look at her, and she's like, I'm going to be cold. I'm like, okay. I'll take the air mattress. You can sleep in the bed with Taya. Just make sure that she's okay with that.
And then Natasha's like, but I need that extra
Extra
blanket.
blanket. Because I don't sleep. I like a nice cushion, okay?
So the cot is just sitting outside of our room.
Wait, and the bellhop thing is also sitting outside of our room. Because we loaded everything.
All of our shit onto the bellhop thing to get up
We did it
there.
ourselves, so we didn't have to tip anyone.
And now every time the guy comes up, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be a pain in the ass. Could I just take the blankets? So anyway, I call down to the front desk for the 4th time, and it's 1 a.m. And I'm like, hi, can I get another extra blanket? She's like, this is Alex. How can I help you? Like, we haven't been talking like every 10 minutes. And she's like, yeah, I'll get that sent right up. And the same guy comes up again with the blanket. I open the door. Natasha's hiding in the bathroom. And I'm just like, oh my God, thank you so much. And he just looks at me and turns around and walks away.
Oh my God.
It's like he hates me. He hates me. And he's just like, what the fuck are these girls doing in here? They're not allowed to have more than 2 people. I'm not paid enough to do anything about it.
We told them that we had to roll the cot out of the room, right? So he brought it up, and then we ended up just pushing it out the room.
Back down. Okay, Laura, he handed in his resignation the next morning. Okay, can I just tell you, the next night, Taya let another friend crash in this room, and they had to order a cot at 2 a.m. And I was like, no, don't order the cot. And they ordered the cot, and it's the same guy. But I would not. I was like, I'm not going to the door. You're going to have to do it. You're going to have to get it. And that guy chatted with this guy. Like it wasn't that big of a deal at all with me. He was like, this is the most annoying thing that's ever happened to me.
Ugh. All right. So that was our Wednesday. I spent like an hour hand sewing, and then I was like, okay, wait, I gotta go to bed because we had to wake up the next morning. So the original plan was we were gonna go down Thursday morning, and
yes, but we got invited to this Shaun of the Dead installation.
Yes,
Thursday morning, so we needed
let's
to
go
be
to
there.
that
Because I wanted to go to it. I like the movie Shaun of the Dead.
Laura said, when did you break out the glue gun? Well, I spent 2 nights hand sewing the skirt. I finished hand sewing it after Deadpool, and then I needed to put a trim on it. So I broke out the glue gun on Friday night.
This glue gun video, she's like, this 2-second glue gun video. She's like, I'm going to post this. And I'm like, what a dumb video. And then she's like, that's 1 million views in the morning.
Yeah, because I know. Christine doesn't understand the cosplay and sewing community.
I'm not in that community. I don't get the bubble.
Okay. So Thursday morning, we wake up. It's Deadpool Wolverine time.
Yes, it is.
Except the fact that Taya and Christine and I are all on different schedules. So we have to wake up early. She's waking up later. And we're like,
asleep, yeah.
She was asleep. So we had to be so quiet getting ready.
We were creeping around like little mice. You can see our outfits on our Instagrams if you missed it. But Natasha had this like plastic, kind of like really sexy red dress. How would you describe that?
It was like a patent leather corseted dress with like a full skirt. And then I ended up putting like a black like skirt underneath it because it was so short you could see my ass.
Oh, okay. So mine was like a skirt from like 2003, like a jean skirt, but it was yellow and like torn and black, and it was a strapless corset top that you like zip up in the back, and it matched the pattern. And it wasn't a Wolverine like outfit. I found it online, but it kind of looked like a rug in the bathroom because it had like that ripped look to it. And I forgot to bring shorts, so I was wearing this like tiny fucking skirt that was riding up, so I put on tights, and I also brought like what is that bra thing called? That's like
a bralette.
Like a bralette to wear underneath the strapless, because strapless always falls down on me. But I wasn't expecting this to fall down. But if I wasn't wearing that bralette, I would have just been fucking naked, because that was just falling down. The first like 3 hours, I would just turn around and it would be like in my mid boob. So Natasha had to we had to go back to the hotel room, and she had to safety pin it to my bra so it would stop falling down. But I wore underwear, black underwear over my tights like Superman, so that there wouldn't be it wouldn't look like I was flashing people when my legs were like apart.
Yeah, because Christine likes to kick her legs and do fun things with her legs.
I do, and I don't even think about it.
Okay, so we go to this
Shaun of the
Dead installation in...
I'm directing us with my maps.
Oh, yeah. So last night we were like, okay, great. It's going to be like 5 minutes down the road, or even less than that.
Like 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
We can walk there. Super easy. I'm already nervous. I've got my fans powered up, you guys. I brought my most intense Dyson little fan. I've got my other fan. I'm in the plastic dress. I just know I'm going to be sweating my ass off. Okay. And so she puts in the address, and it's like 10 minutes. And I'm like, what do you mean it's 10 minutes?
7 minutes.
So we walk, and we get there. There's no one there. We're like, what the heck? And she's like, oh my God, I put in the wrong address. And I'm like, Christine Riccio.
But okay, we were a 6-minute walk from the actual address, and so we were trying to get an Uber, but the Uber was going to take 12 minutes, so we canceled the Uber and just walked.
Just walk. It's fine.
Yeah. But we got there, and it was very just like a room.
It was kind of dumb. I'll say it. It was cool, little photo op areas. They had a pool table and darts, but I thought we were going to see some zombies.
Me too. I thought it was going to be a walkthrough.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Universal Horror Nights sort of thing.
But it was a quasi bar.
Yeah.
And they had these cool collectible beer can things for Shaun of the Dead. Christine brought her neighbor Jeff.
Yeah, my
Cynthia's
neighbor's husband. Yeah, Cynthia's husband. Because he was at Comic-Con and he wanted to go to some installations. And he got one of the beers because he likes like collectible items, and he started drinking it because we're in a bar. And then like someone came over and yelled at us because you're not allowed to drink the beers they're handing out.
This is not a bar. This is just a pop-up.
Like, and I was like sitting on the pool table for a picture during this moment. So I was like, oh God, she's going to yell at me for sitting on the pool table. And she's like, are you drinking the beer?
Nicole says, what are you supposed to do with them? You're just supposed to take
them?
them and collect them.
So,
No drinking.
No drinking. I felt so bad. I was like, I'm sorry I took you to this installation that was like weird and not allowed to do with the one thing that they're giving you to do.
Yeah. So then this is what am I going? What's the next thing that we do? You have the badge pickup.
Yeah, we did the badge pickup, but first we went back to the hotel in CVS to pick up some stuff. But then we went to go get our badges. And if you were following us back in 2022, when we got our badges, it was like a whole 2-hour rigmarole. And so we were prepared to be online forever. We literally walked straight to the desk. They printed our badges and gave them to us. It took 30 seconds.
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
What?
We were like, oh my God. As we walked up there and there was just like no one online and we just kept walking without a line. I was like, oh my God, what's happening? Yeah. We came at the magic hour. She said that this morning it was really, really crowded.
Yeah. So yeah,
going late actually ended up paying off.
Mm-hmm. So thank God that didn't take very long. Mm-hmm. And then we walked the floor. Yeah.
The exhibit hall for a bit. We took a look at everything. There was nothing like super impressive. Yeah. Was anything impressing you on the floor?
Honestly, like compared to other years, not really. Like the Doctor Who thing that we did as Fangirl Hercules was fun.
Yeah.
But like if we remember back to some of the years that we've been, like the Walking Dead installation on the floor was probably one of the coolest things that they ever did. Even like the Outlander stuff.
The Outlander stuff was so cool in 2016, 2017.
Mm-hmm. The what stuff?
The Outlander stuff. That whole setup was awesome.
Yeah, it was like 2017. They even had like a full-on fucking dragon when we were
that was
in Westworld cosplay.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, they just haven't had like great things since after the pandemic. It's kind of sad.
Remember the Katniss Everdeen photo shoot where you got like the poster with your face on the Katniss thing? It was so cool, the Mockingjay. Mm-hmm. So they haven't had stuff like that, which is a bummer. Mm-hmm. But the Doctor Who thing was cool.
Yeah, the Doctor Who thing was really cool. So we kind of did that for like a hot second. We didn't really explore the con or see any panels that day. Yeah. And then we went and had lunch at Malibu Farm with Christine's neighbor.
Yeah, Jeff. And that food was surprisingly delicious. Wasn't expecting it to be.
I had a chicken broccoli quesadilla, which I was like, what? But it sounded really good.
I had like a bacon chicken burger thing, barbecue chicken burger with cheese on it, and it was delicious. And it came with like a side of broccoli mashed potatoes. It was just like an interesting mix of things that actually turned out to be really good.
Yeah, not too expensive because I was on a budget.
Yeah.
So then that day we also did the Her Universe fashion show. So I've done the fashion show since 2016, 2015. I can't remember.
I think it was 2016.
Yes. And then I finally took you, Christine, because I went, I think, by myself for a while.
Yeah, you went by yourself.
And I took Christine, 2022? Mm-hmm. And so we went with Natalie. And
it's really cool. Like they give aspiring designers the chance to enter this contest to win a line at Her Universe or Hot Topic.
Design line. So there's 2 awards that you can get. You can get the audience award or you can get the judges award. And I think they picked 20 people to compete. I really want to do this because
you should do it.
2 years ago I was like, I think I'll do it. But this year I'm like, I was looking at some of the designs and I was like, okay, I'm ready. Like I can do this shit.
And it's like nerdy couture. It's like, and so each designer designs an outfit and they model it down the runway. and like it all has like some twist on the outfit, you know, like when they get to the end of the runway, like the outfit kind of changes a little bit, or they reveal something that they hadn't revealed before, like and each person, it's kind of like a game show. Like they show a little video beforehand of like what their concept is and what they were inspired by, and then they come out and do their walk, and then everyone votes at the end. It's awesome.
Yeah, and it's put on like by Her Universe. It was co-sponsored by Mattel, and we all got Barbies in our bags, and it's put on by the actress who is the founder of Her Universe, and she's also the voice actress of Ahsoka from
What?
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't know that?
Wait, Ahsoka from HLA?
Rebels.
Wait, from what?
From Star Wars.
From Star Wars. That's what it's from. Okay, I was like, wait, who is that from? Okay, Star Wars. What the fuck? I did not know that.
Yeah. So it's Ashley Eckstein. And so she founded the company, and she came out. So it was a Barbie themed year because it's Mattel and Polly Pocket.
Who was sponsoring it?
Oh my God, the stuff that she was wearing. So she comes out in this Barbie box, and she has a dress on that is like projected on. And
okay, well, you don't realize at first that it's projected on. Like she just like the lights go out for a second, and she has in a completely different outfit, and you're like, what the fuck, how did they do that? And then it goes out again, and she's in a completely different outfit, and we're like, wait a minute, she cannot be changing this fast. Yes. And it's like technology projecting her outfit onto her.
Mm-hmm. It was incredible. Like, I mean, they always put on a good show, but that was insane. And then they had a Broadway singer come out, and he started the show singing. I got like so emotional. I don't know why. I was just like,
he was singing Roar by Katy Perry.
Good. Yeah. And then she comes out, and she's like tripping on her dress because it's so big. And she makes like a funny joke. She's like, this is what your life is. It's like, you just keep coming, even though like things are going to trip you up. And then she came out in a Polly Pockets outfit, and the whole Polly Pocket front half of the heart like fell off. And she's like, ah! And what?
I was going to say, before we even got into this, though, we missed the part where we did our apple dance. We did the viral apple dance while we were waiting to get into this fashion show. And also, Natasha had put me down as her +1, and they were like, we don't have her down, so she can't come in.
That's so frustrating. I'm like, yeah, because no one responded to my email. Like, I was remembering it now. But luckily, so we had to wait like an hour, basically. We did the dance, came back, and then we're like, he's like, sorry, yeah, they're not going to approve you. And then I real quick, I was like, well, my friend Natalie here, her friend isn't going to be here, so can she just take her spot? And he's like, yeah, can we show you proof? Show me proof that she's not going to be here. And Natalie's like, yep, got a text. She says, I'll miss you,
Natalie
not going to be there.
Up her literal text thread with her friend that says she's not going to be there. And then I got her ticket.
Yeah. So we were only there for like, so we had plans that evening because we knew we have to see Deadpool Wolverine ASAP before we get spoiled. We're going to be at Comic-Con. So we had, like I mentioned, we mentioned earlier, we had a big group. So we had to skedaddle out of the Her Universe fashion show like pretty early. I was kind of sad, but we, like got an Uber, got to the hotel, got in my car, well-oiled machine, and made it to the mall where we were going to watch the movie, but we had dinner plans before with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So that was nice though to have dinner with everybody.
Yeah, it was really nice to have dinner. I didn't love the food.
No, it wasn't good, but
the time was nice.
The company was nice.
Yeah, we ate at some like True Food kitchen thing, homegrown.
They were closing, so they were like half-assing all of our meals is what it felt like. Caitlin says the True Food is just okay.
Yeah, I wish we had that glowing review before we ate.
We should have just gone to the Cheesecake Factory. So anyway, we saw Deadpool and Wolverine. It was great. And that was kind of that night. That was Wednesday. I mean, that was Thursday.
Yeah.
Friday.
Oh, Friday. So
our friend Becca was on a panel on Friday.
Yes, and so that was the one thing we were going to do. This was going to be like our chill day. Christine and I took a long time to debate when we were going to wear our Deadpool outfits and when we were going to do our cosplay outfits. And because it had to change, like it changed multiple times. I'm like, okay, let's just do Wolverine and Deadpool on Thursday. I'll change at the movie theater. We'll make it work. And then I was like, okay. And then I had to help Taya Saturday morning. So I was like, okay, why don't we just switch our cosplay to Friday? But then I wasn't done with the dress. And I was like, we're going to get home so late after Deadpool. Like we can't cosplay that night. So we just take a Friday to be a chill day, and we were only going to go see Becca's panel. So we make it to Becca's panel. We're like 5 minutes late. And my friend, this is Becca Hanks, who got married, who I did the wedding dress for. She works for Crunchyroll. She wasn't at the panel. We were like...
we got in there. We're like, wait, we're like 5 minutes late. So we're like hustling. And we're like, wait, where's Becca? It was just her little Comic-Con thing that said her name, her nameplate, and she wasn't up there.
So we sat down. I'm like, what's going on? I looked at her location, and she's like out of like next to the convention center. And I text her. I'm like, we're here and you're not. Where are you? What are you doing? And she texts me back like 10 minutes later. It took a long time. She's like, they took my badge. And so it was just a like terrible hour of us just sitting there like hoping that she was going to get in,
make it,
because she went through a whole like just nightmare
trying to get to the panel, and she was escorted off the premises eventually.
Yeah, because what happened was, so she is an exhibitor, so she came in late last night and the night before, and she didn't get her own badge from her team, so she was using someone else's badge, which was like a floater badge. And one of the like higher ups came in, and as she like scanned in, they're like, we need that badge because we need to get him on the floor. And she's like, but I have a panel. And they're like, doesn't matter. So she had to she quickly scanned the badge out and then handed it to him and then went back in, and then they caught her, and then it was just like a mess. Mm-hmm. So, and like the whole time she was trying to get to the panel and finally got to it at the very end. We ended up staying so that we could get her name card, and then would meet up with her afterwards. But it was so sad.
Yeah. And we ran to this panel, and I had my electrolytes in my water bottle, and I was gonna put them in once we got there. So we're trying to figure out what's going on with Becca, and I'm opening this water bottle between my legs, and Natasha's texting her and not seeing what I'm doing, but I was trying to open the water bottle to put the electrolyte powder in.
Oh my god!
I was holding it between my legs, so as soon as I opened it, just exploded like a fountain all over my crotch. Natasha just was like, what's going on? As I'm freaking out, and I stand up, and just a river rushes off of me onto the floor, and it's on her skirt, but on me it's already soaked through my underwear. So I'm just I'm wet. Are we staying here? And Natasha's like, we're gonna get your badge for you, so we'll stay for the whole thing. So we move over one seat because my seat's wet, and I just sit in my wet fucking underwear for the next hour.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it is just a mess.
And then I made her go to the Christina Lauren panel, which I'm glad we did go.
I'm glad we went because we got to talk to Christina Lauren after. But yeah, I was like, can we go out in the sun? You're like, let's just run to the Christina Lauren panel. We can catch the end. I was like, okay.
Suffer for a little bit longer.
I
You're
can
fine.
do another half an hour in my wet underwear.
Yeah, we saw them, and then we ended up meeting up with Becca, and we got lunch, and tried to make her feel better about the whole situation.
Yeah,
it's upsetting.
Yeah, but then we met up with Caitlin from the Patreon.
Caitlin
and her family, and that was really nice. We hung out for a bit and walked to get along the bay.
It was so hot.
It was so hot, and it was one of those days where you need a parasol because the sun was just burning down.
I had to go buy sunglasses because my eyes felt like they were getting sunburned. I was I couldn't barely open them. I need sunglasses.
And then our goal was to get to the bear installation because I had saw online that there was going to be a bear restaurant pop-up. And I was like, holy shit, a restaurant pop-up. We're going to get to eat the bear food. This is because, you know, they have their iconic like sandwiches from the bear. So I was like, I need to eat that sandwich. And they also said that they were going to have like the mansion from What We Do in the Shadows to walk through. So I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. So we go all the way down the bay to get to this area, and it has such a long line, like for like just the people with trying to get into there. So we couldn't get in with all of us, but Natasha talked to the press lady and got her and me in as press for
Well, because I saw this press line and I saw the line and I was like, you know what? This is the time to use my Instagram. This is the time. So I put the manager hat on and I was like, hi. Yeah, we definitely didn't RSVP, but just like wondering if we can get in. And she was so cool about it. It was super sweet.
Yeah. I think luckily like it was a timing thing too, because it was toward the end of the day. And so we got online for like the press line for the bear, which was like much shorter. We waited like 10 minutes, and there was like a really long line for anyone who was just like had waited to get in there. And they bring us into the restaurant. Like it looks like an actual restaurant. They have like a table to take a picture at that says the bear. And then they have like the bar with all these seats for everyone they're letting in, and a whole stream of like chefs come out. And I'm like so excited. Like, what are they going to feed us? And they take off the tops of like the platters that they bring out. And it's just a notepad on it.
I know. We
and
were
a
like
beer opener.
Well,
I was like, it's cool. This was so cool. But you really misled me saying that this was a pop-up restaurant. Because really, it was just a pop-up. No restaurant, because I swear to God it said something about trying the bear food, and it was just a tease.
And all these people are waiting for this,
and I felt so bad for all the people waiting hours in line, and maybe they saw the same thing I did, and then they're not getting any food. And then I was like, well, let's go in What We Do in the Shadows mansion. And I'm like, where's the entrance? And it just turns out to be just like a cardboard facade.
Yeah.
To take a picture in front of.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, there is no entrance. This is it. Take my picture in front of it. I mean, it was great in theory. It was just like not worth the line. So then I got a chocolate chip cookie chipwich though on the way home, and it was so fucking good. From like a little ice cream truck.
I love that's a highlight.
It was a highlight. I was like, need this after that walk along the bay where we died.
Okay, so we switched hotel rooms. So we're now out of Taya's room and we are making our way to another hotel room.
Yeah. Well, but before that, we walked home and there's a whole building covered in SpongeBob. And it's the Hard Rock Cafe Hotel, or the Hard Rock Hotel. And they had a whole SpongeBob thing in there that was so cute that we got to stop in on the way home. And I was just so tickled by it because I fucking love SpongeBob.
It was very cute.
And then we had talked to our friend who had a room so that we could go stay in her room. And we were going to switch because we wanted to get out of Taya's way because she only had one bed in her room.
And that night, we didn't really do any like night parties. There's like so much going on, but we were just tired. And again, I had to finish my cosplays and we had other plans. But we did go to the Crunchyroll concert series. So there was like 2 nights of concert series. And I was like just so confused about the timing because it started at 5 and then I thought it ended at like 9ish or like 9:30. I don't know. It was very unclear what time it ended. But we're like walking along the bay and I'm like, I think it's ending. I'm not sure. And Christine's like, should we just turn around? I'm like, no, because Taya and Tessa are there and I would like to see them.
Yeah, I'm glad we went. We saw Tessa.
Yeah. And so our friend Becca works for Crunchyroll and she's like, yeah, just go in the VIP. They usually have food and drinks and things like that. And so we get up there and they don't let us into the VIP area. So we thought we had VIP badges, and then like Becca was talking up like this VIP area, and so we go in. They're like, "Oh no, you actually don't get to go here. You had to go."
And also, like, it's closing in 15 minutes. Like the concert is ending.
Yeah, but
as we're
then
arriving.
So we kind of get pushed away, and we're like, okay, well, where is everyone? Because we want to see people. And I see Tessa and her group of friends just like dancing in the VIP area. I'm like, how are they in there?
And they have the same badges as us.
Yeah. And then Tessa's like, no, just go with us. We'll get you in. And then so we had to go to a different lady to get in. And we're like, hi, yeah, my friend said that we can go into the VIP area. She's like, who's your friend? I'm like, Becca Hanks. She's like, oh, yeah, come inside.
Becca Hanks, have you heard of it?
The niece of Tom Hanks.
Well, niece by
Married.
marriage. It's
By marriage.
confusing for people.
I know.
All right, so yeah, that was Friday, and it was really chill, and we did end up getting to see our friends, which was nice. Okay,
Yes.
and then we roll into Saturday.
That was the evening that I finished hot gluing my costume, by the way.
That was the hot gluing video.
I did. That was the first time I put the whole thing on, by the way, because I hadn't seen it yet. And Becca had to also cut the bottom of my dress and hem it for me because I was going to have Christine do it, but then Becca was there. I'm like, I don't trust you, Christine. Becca's going to do it.
No, she gave me the scissors, and I was like, I don't know if I should be trusted, because Natasha always hates when I do anything crafty with my hands. She's like, ew, what did you do? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not good at this.
I was going to trust you, but then you made me not trust you.
Well, because I've already made this mistake in the past. I don't want to mess up the Meg gown. Excuse me.
So that happened that night.
Yeah, I made a little vlog of this day where we rated everything we did. 5 out of like 5 or 10 stars.
Okay, then Saturday rolls around. What was the past mistake?
Laura, I don't even know, because there's been so much over the years that Natasha like will ask me for help, and I'll like accidentally mess it up because I'm not good at making things with my hands. I can make stuff with the computer, with my brain. I can make up a story. Natalie was like, what are you good at then? I was like, do you need me to improv anything for you? I can make up a story on the spot. I can become a character. What do you need? I can edit something. Give me an essay to write.
I am good at all things tactical.
And I will work the words.
Wedding speech for hire.
For real.
So Saturday rolls around, finally. The cosplay Hercules day, okay? Finally, I get to wear Meg, my updated Meg. And
do you need a music video? I'll make it for you.
that morning, I had to go help Taya film this collaboration she did with an
Okay, so we're the morning of Hercules.
Morning of
and
Hercules.
Pegasus and Meg.
I had to get out of the hotel room by like 9:15, 9:30 to go help Taya film this anti-vape collaboration. So I had to go leave and do that. And then I was thinking, all right, I think I'm going to be back by like maybe right before 11, and then I'll be able to get ready for Meg. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll get out by like 1. I was just being...
Wait, yeah, she was being very not
optimistic.
Like, time management-y in her head. The night before, she was like, I'm going to plan a meetup so that like people can come see the costume. Do you think... She's like, I'm going to say 2:30. And I was like, there's no way on hell on earth that you will be ready for this meetup by 2:30. We didn't get outside for the photo shoot till 3:30.
So I helped Taya with this video. I'm like, no makeup, like hair is like clipped up because I curled it the night before. It was so frustrating because we did the whole thing and then her mics weren't working. And so then we had to redo it. Yeah. And so then
you were probably dying inside.
I was like, I need to get back to the hotel room now. So
because people who don't do cosplays, I may not realize that like there's just so much prep work, because like hair and makeup have to be like you're trying to match the character, so it's very elaborate.
Not to mention like all the content that we wanted to take,
the content.
And like I wasn't stressing too much because I knew the content was more important than like going out to the con. I wanted to experience the con obviously in my cosplay, but I was also trying to prioritize that content. So anyways, I thought I was going to be back by the hotel by 11. I didn't get back to like 11:30, 11:45.
I had already had beautiful breakfast. There's this outside our new hotel was a Spill the Beans, and that's like this coffee place that had really good matcha. And also they had really good breakfast sandwiches. And I was like, Natasha, do you want a breakfast sandwich with this? And she's like, I'm not gonna be back. So I had like a luxurious like morning where I like had a nice sandwich and like did my makeup. And I was like, when's Natasha coming back?
Yeah. And then
never.
Yeah, so then I start getting ready. I had to like rewash my face and everything. Natalie says she's going to be there by noonish. I don't think she gets there till 1. I'm still not done with my makeup at that point. I still have to do the Meg hair, which is pretty intense because I'm using 3 separate ponytail clip-ins. Natalie at one point, she's like, don't use the extra hair. I'm like, I have to use the extra hair. That's what makes the ponytail look so good. Who do you think you're talking to?
And okay, so Natalie's there, and I'm trying on my outfit, and like I haven't tried it on because Natasha had to make it, and I got we got it the night before we left, and so I tried it on for the first time, and it turns out like my whole bra is kind of showing on the corset, and we're like, oh shit, we need to glue. Yeah, what?
Backstory here, Christine doesn't like trying things on before until the last minute. I should have made her try it on the day before.
Yeah, you should have. Well, after like you had fixed it, but like I did try it on from Amazon.
Yeah, remember when you weren't going to, and then I made you?
Well, she made me try it on before, and we figured that like the cape was going to cover the bra, but like just the way that it was on it, my bra just shows more because I have smaller boobs, so we needed to like thicken the cape strap, and we didn't have any hot glue, so Natalie was gonna have to sew it for me because I can't sew.
I was about to tell Christine because I'm trying to get ready and I was about to like coach her through it. I'm like, Natalie's gonna do this one. Good thing she's here. And
then like I put on the gauntlets for the first time, which are those things that go on your arms. And
they didn't try those on before.
No. And they were like man gauntlets. So they went all the way to my elbow. And I was like, I can't move my arm. Like, I can't put this on. And I was like, should I cut it? And Tasha's like, just cut it. And then I was like, have Natalie do it.
I just don't trust you with things like this.
But then Natalie was like, oh, we could do this to hold the strap. So she like made little holders out of the extra leather and like the extra string. So like she was just being super crafty there and really like did the finishing touches to help me not have my bra completely out. You could still see it, but like it looked like it was almost part of the costume because it was gold.
I can't remember. Did you try that on with the bra or you didn't try it on with the bra?
I did. But you had said that like it was going to be covered because we didn't know how the thing was going to be attached.
Yeah, and I also didn't have your chest. I should have, whatever. Anyways.
It's okay. It was last minute.
Yeah. So we finally get out of the hotel room by 3:30. We go downstairs to take our pictures and do that for like an hour. The meetup I had set for 4. I was like, yeah, it's going to be set for 5 now.
I was like, you should move the meetup. When we got down there, we had all these videos and pictures to take. I was like, it's not going to happen.
So we did the meetup from like 5 to 6. Like a couple of people showed up. And then we finally got to the show floor at 6. And at this time, my feet are killing me because I'm wearing like just flat shoes. And I already have feet problems, guys. I have plantar fasciitis. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's very painful. And I'm just already in so much pain. I've already taken like, Tylenol for my head, for my hair, and like everyone's like
fucking 15 pounds of hair on your head.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, that corset looks so uncomfortable. I'm like, the corset is not uncomfortable. One, it's the shoes and the hair.
Okay, I'm not used to wearing a corset, and I could not breathe.
Oh my Lord.
I decided to do this. I wanted to do this go the distance video where I fucking ran around. I couldn't really run, but like I ran as much as I could, and then afterward I was like feeling dizzy because I couldn't really like breathe. And now you need to breathe to run around. I wiped out like 50 times. I had like grass stains all over my
She really hurt herself. Like you guys should have seen. She just was throwing herself haphazardly all around. At one point she's like, I think I twisted my ankle. I think I sprained my wrist.
I definitely sprained my wrist. That was just at the Doctor Who thing because I was pretending to fall over, but I kept forgetting that I was wearing heels. So like I would miscalculate the way my body would fall because I was wearing fucking heels, and I like completely fell into the railing and like caught myself weirdly. And my mom just broke her wrist, so I was like, oh no, I can move it, it's gonna be fine. I had like a panic attack on the floor for 10 minutes. But anyway. So that's when we did that video at the meetup. I was running around and like everyone's like, oh sorry, I was awkwardly in the back of your video. I was like, I made this because that's so you could awkwardly be in the back. Like this is on purpose. There was a Peach there and she's like, I'm so sorry, I was like really weird in the back of your video. I was like, I purposely went in front of you. And then on the show floor I was like, Natalie, can you film me doing this one more time?
Well, you asked one of us, and like I could tell like you knew it was about to be very embarrassing, and I'm like, I'm not doing it.
I knew you didn't want to do it.
I can't. Sometimes I just can't. Well, it's hard for me in the costume at least. Like Natalie was in like a flowy dress, and I'm like, Natalie, you can do this one. There you go. Natalie has never spent so much time with the both of us before, and I felt like she finally got like a real taste of what it's like to be around you.
Yeah, no, it was nice. I got to know Natalie too. But yeah, no, she filmed it. She did it twice.
She's just like looking around. Yeah, Christine's like filming it like silently because she just has the AirPod in.
Yeah,
and so it's just
no one knows what's going on. It's just like this girl dressed in a Hercules costume just like weirdly sprouting about and flopping around. That's on my Instagram if you want to see it. It got taken down from TikTok because the noise isn't there. That song isn't on TikTok. Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. After that, we went outside and like took pictures as we were walking home with all the cosplayers. That was nice. And you saw some friends.
Because we got out of the convention hall and the convention hall closed down. And I'm like, I need to sit for like a hot second, guys. Like I need another wind to come in. And we sat down and some people were like taking pictures of us as we were all sitting down.
Yeah, like we're like the hungover cosplayers sitting on the curb outside of the convention hall. Oh, wait, I forgot about this little tidbit. So in between the photo shoot and the meetup, Natasha had to get to the meetup. And I was like, okay, we need some food though. And there was a Wetzel pretzel stand. I was like, I'll get us Wetzel pretzels. You guys go ahead. And I get this Wetzel and I'm like immediately shoving it down my throat. And I don't realize that like I have like grease all over my hands from the pretzel. And I touch the skirt.
She gets it all over her skirt.
The rest of the time, these big two oil patches on this like velour skirt.
Yeah, I was like, did you get
You're
butter?
like, what's on your dress?
When you
like,
do that voice, you also, that's the same voice that you use for Olivia.
No, Olivia's is more high pitch.
I just knew, I'm like, what did she do? Come on. Yeah, well, I hadn't eaten all day, by the way. So
I'm glad I got those Wetzels for us.
Yeah. So I shoved that down my throat too. Okay, so we're walking out of the convention hall, guys. There's all of these cosplayers out and about. And we see the like really good Wolverine cosplayer. Yeah. He looks just like Hugh. It's crazy. But he was out there every day because he was dressed in that same costume because he knows he does like a good Wolverine. And he like takes a photo with me. He's like, I'll protect you. Don't worry. And then, like, I start backing away. He's like, the best back scratchers in town. He starts, like, scratching my back. I'm like, oh, please, let's not do that.
Was the step too far, Mr. Cosplayer.
That was too much. Thank you.
That was weird.
My favorite part of, like, being in Meg is, like, we got like a bunch of, like, little girls who, like, come up to us. But also, yeah. And also, like, the women who are like, oh, my gosh, you look so good.
And it's just like, people will be like, the millennial in me is so happy.
Yeah. It's funny though, because like people don't always know Hercules, and I feel like that's wild.
Well, people
to me.
when they saw me before they saw you would think like a little confused. They'd be like, is she Thor? Like, because at first you kind of can't tell because I'm a girl version. And it looks like a cross between like Thor and a Viking and Hercules once you realize that it's Hercules.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then once they saw you, they'd always be like, oh, Hercules. It would all come together.
I know. I'm so glad I made that outfit for you because it was really fun to be all together. And then
Natalie. And Natalie, I'm so glad she dressed as Pegasus. So we were all like a crew. Yeah, it was great.
But yeah, and then I saw, oh my gosh, every time I saw a Baldur's Gate cosplayer, I had to stop. And there's like these group of cosplayers that I've been following since like 2017 because I met them at Comic-Con. And they were so excited to see me, and I was like so excited to see them too. And they were in their full Baldur's Gate cosplays. And I was like, I'm a gamer girly. I know what Baldur's Gate is.
Oh my God. That was basically our day 4. After that, we went out to dinner, and we were like kind of still half in our cosplays because we were exhausted. Oh, we were trying to film like one more TikTok as the sun set. And we went up to like the pool level of the Hyatt because there were those pillars there. I don't know if you saw our pictures, but we have some pictures near the pillars. And we were rushing through this last TikTok sound, and I was filming it. We were filming it on my digital camera, and I didn't realize it was on the wrong setting. Like you can tell if you look at it really hard that like the quality's not as high. But I was so disappointed when I went to edit it, and it was like shittier quality. It's the one I put up that's like Pegasus getting mad. It's on my Instagram, but it's going over well. Facebook is really loving it.
Of course. Also at that point we were like filming these TikTok videos, and this really cute guy in a gladiator outfit comes walking by. He's like, you guys all look great. And I literally, it like, now they turned to me, he's like, he's cute. I'm like, I know. I literally was about to be like, hi, do you want to come take a picture with us? I should have.
Oh my God. Do you want to come take a picture with us?
I literally would have just been like, you're cute.
I don't even notice this boy because I was like, we got to get the video finished.
He was hot. I was sad.
Yeah, we went out to dinner. It was nice. We met Taya. That was Saturday.
I know. It was like the one time we got to like have quality time with Taya over this like crazy week.
Well, we did have quality time with her the first night, and
in the hotel room.
Yeah. All right, but then came Sunday, and Sunday was like our last day. We were very tired by this point. It was the day of my panel, and we had like a nice breakfast that day.
Well,
and
Alex came down.
Oh yeah, Alex came down that day.
Alex came down that day because he really wanted these cards from Star Wars.
Like exclusive Star Wars cards that they were giving away on the floor of the exhibition hall. So
he literally left the house at like 5 a.m. to come down and get them. So like I had to wake up at 7, like meet him downstairs with a badge. And then he like used the badge to get in because I wasn't going to be there. We weren't going to be like on the floor till like 1. And he didn't end up getting the cards after like this whole rigmarole. They like, the show floor opened at 9:30 and he got in there at like 9:12. These cards sold out at 9:07. He was so upset.
It's so sad. And then, you know, we made our way to my panel, and along the way, there was this Rilo cosplayer that passed us. Natasha got a picture with him. And
did you just say Rilo?
Oh, fuck me.
Kylo.
Kylo. What did I said Rilo.
Oh, I forgot about this.
This Kylo cosplayer, and as like we're walking toward the panel, she's like, that Kylo cosplayer is so hot, and I'm like, he's not finding you, and she's like, he was like so perfect tall, and I was like, his back was like just broad enough, and I was like, oh my God, he's right behind you. And he literally was right behind her. He was just walking behind us.
No idea.
Natasha's like yelling about how hot he was.
Can't see his fucking face.
Like, you can't even see his face. You have no idea.
All of my Kylo stands and lovers will understand this. The guy who plays Kylo in the parks he's not the Adam Driver build. This guy in the cosplay at Comic-Con, so tall, like huge, like big broad chest, like, oh yeah, like I just knew. I'm like, yes, this is the type of Kylo cosplay I want to see. Yeah, Jordan says sometimes the face is better left as a mystery. Yeah, and that just goes to show how much I am attracted to Kylo just in the mask. Okay.
I like immediately like I'm suspicious it's just like a scary old man under there. Like I can never like if there's a mask, I'm like that is a creeper gonna murder me.
Yeah, the whole like voice changing thing too. It was impressive.
Oh my god. All right, so then we go upstairs to where my panel's gonna be, and like there's a whole group of the authors outside. And they were all so nice. I made author friends and they were so sweet and welcoming. And like, I was like the first at the front of the panel, you know, like they usually go to the person right next to the moderator for the questions first. And like, I was very anxious. And every time it came to me like, oh, me first? And they were like, say something, share something interesting about yourself. And I was like, I can't remember anything about myself right now. I'm from New Jersey. I have only been on one author panel before this, so I'm a noob. And Natasha's like, you have a dog? And I was like, I have a dog? But I sat next to Olivia Blake, who writes the Alex 6 trilogy, and she started writing fan fiction online back in the day and has so many followers there. And I learned that her actual name is Alexine, so that's what she uses for her YA novels. She has that name, and her adult books have Olivia Blake. And I was like, wait, why is it like this? And she's like, because I used to write under Olivia Blake for my fanfic, and so I was known under that name. So she kind of like divides her audiences that way, which is so interesting. Yeah, and we got to know like Sarah Hennings and a couple other authors that were also really nice, and the panel went really well. And oh my god, I asked the audience, I was like, who watches Survivor here? I swear to god, we were in a room with like at least like 70 people, and 2 people raised their hand.
Yeah.
2. It was the least amount of people that has watched Survivor I've ever seen in any audience that I've asked if they watched Survivor.
I was surprised. I should have raised my hand because I have seen it.
Yeah, I was like, no one's even seen it. So it was wild, and like the moderator was like, I've seen it. I was like, good. She's like, the first couple seasons. I'm like, good. At least you've seen some seasons. But yeah, everyone was so nice, and then we got to do a signing right after. And I got to sit next to these authors during the signing and chat because it's a big Comic-Con hall where people like come in periodically to get their books signed. It's not like a constant signing. So we were talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and being a Swiftie and all this stuff. And it was really fun. And I was asking them like for advice, and it was really nice.
I'm so glad you had that time. Yeah.
Me too. I was like, this is great. This is what I needed. Like a small section of authors to talk to because I couldn't talk to the whole group.
Yeah. I was eating delicious ice cream and walking around the show floor. I bought all the authors' books. Nice. And I talked to Sarah Henning's husband for the entire time you were doing the signing, and that was really nice.
Nice. Yeah. Then we made our way out. We were like so hungry because we didn't have lunch. We went straight from breakfast through now. I mean, I guess Natasha had the ice cream. I didn't have anything, so I bought a banana on the way out. But we had plans, like big plans, to go to Texas Roadhouse on the way home.
Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, we get there. I joined the wait list, and I missed their text message. So we waited an extra 15 minutes because I was so fucking tired that I couldn't use my phone correctly.
But no, we ended up having a really good dinner, and then we drove an hour back. So it took like an hour to get to the Texas Roadhouse, and then an hour to get back to my house. And we listened to Hamilton on the because if I'm tired and driving, I need to like sing. So I was like, show tunes it is. But that last 20 minutes of the drive, I was like fighting my eyes. I'm like, this is dangerous. Like
That's how I've been driving like at night these past couple trips. I've been like, I feel like as I get older, it's harder to rally through that, you know? It just feels like you feel like, oh my God, this is dangerous. Like I understand. Because before I could always just rally. But I got like a second wind, but when we got to your house, so I was fine on the way home.
Yeah, I was watching you. I ended up staying up until midnight just watching TikToks, and I was like, this is stupid. I should have just been in bed.
It's so annoying. I did that too. I got caught in the TikTok cycle. But like, it was such a great Comic-Con. I feel like everything went so smoothly, even though it didn't, you know what I mean? Like, everything kind of worked out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was nice and chill, and like, you know, we don't really do those big panels, guys, and they didn't really have like any of the TV shows. Like in the past,
if there was a TV show that we watched, I'm sure we would have tried to go.
Yeah, like there was a Silo panel, but I don't even think like the main people were there.
And I hadn't finished season 1 of Silo.
So. Yeah, so like it definitely wasn't the years where like we would wait for the Vampire Diaries panel, the Outlander panel, the Once Upon a Time panel. You know, those things were there, of course, but you know, they don't have that stuff. Like there's no House of the Dragon. There's no like, well, The Boys is a big panel in Hall H. So, and I would have gone to it's just sometimes we can't always get to everything.
Yeah, Percy Jackson was there, but we were busy at the time. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it was really fun. And it's time for marr-kiss-cliff.
Why? This is so... Why can you can pick one character from this universe and put someone else in there. This is just random.
Okay, so marr-kiss-cliff, SpongeBob, Squidward, or Robert Downey Jr.'s Von Doom.
I said pick someone else from the SpongeBob. No, you can have at least 3 different characters, not 2 from the same and 1 from the different.
What? I can have whoever I want.
Fine. Jesus. Okay. Well, I'm going to marry Robert Downey Jr. as Victor Von Doom. I don't care how evil he is. Villains are my thing. I'm gonna kiss SpongeBob and Cliff Squidward.
Okay. Ugh, I might do the same because I love Robert Downey Jr. And yeah, kiss SpongeBob, Cliff Squidward. I was like in between marrying SpongeBob, but
Yeah,
like
same. I mean, your life would be much more pleasant.
But it's like Robert Downey Jr.
Cliff SpongeBob, the laugh would drive me crazy.
Laura says, what does it say about me that I would marry Squidward? Oh my god. I don't know that you like the clarinet.
I mean, handsome Squidward's a vibe.
He's like such a hipster, pretentious vibe.
Yeah.
Metal says, I would marry Squidward too, Laura. At least he's musically inclined. Excuse me, SpongeBob is musical. He's so passionate about his job. So, anyway, all right. That's going to wrap up our show today. We want to remind you before we go that It Ends With Us is in theaters August 9th. August 9th. Go see it. It was so good. We loved it, and we're so excited for you guys to see it as well. We will talk about it more after it comes out. It is coming out very soon, next week. Very exciting. Mm-hmm. And we are going to go record Fangirl Tea Time. So if you are a member of the Patreon, that is coming up. We have lots of stories over there too. It's going to be a long recording day. But thank you so much for joining us. If you don't already, we'd love it if you followed us on socials, specifically on Instagram. Our socials are done by Chloe Laverson. She does a great job, and that way you never get you're always on the in on what's coming up next for those Forking Fangirl community. And our podcast is edited by Alex Polis, Natasha Polis, Christine Riccio, and Ricky McBrayer. Our music is done by Cole Jenkins with vocals by Heather Traska. We release new episodes every single Friday. Chapter Chat is on hiatus right now because we were dying under 2 episodes a week. On 2 episodes a week. So once we have the mental space for that, it would come back. And we will see you next time. My name is Christine.
I'm Natasha.
Bye.